How are you doing on your editing?
How am I doing my editing? I don't edit anything. Are you kidding me? I just send this, dude. It'll be fine. Nobody will even know. But do you remember?
Right on.
So yeah, Mizey got a call from work. He I guess that disconnected the call. So hopefully you don't get any more.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to tell these guys that. Well, I can't tell anybody, but yeah. So my phone might roll in and work with me here. I apologize.
Well, hopefully it doesn't disconnect us again. Hey, geez, that was aggressive.
Where was I on my story there? I got.
You think I know?
Yeah. Okay. So
I'm all
telling,
disoriented now.
I'm
What
telling
league
the
are
story.
we in?
So
Where are we?
we win this. We win the playoff finals, and we go out on the street in Nottingham. You know, you go out the door where the bus goes over. We go over to the bar, start just giving her. We get on the bus and we're giving her all the way back to Sheffield, right?
See, I don't know Sheffield very well. I don't know the town. I really don't.
So we're an hour from Nottingham, basically. So the party's on. We're going back to the rink because all the fans are waiting for us, right? Big party. We're gonna go on this balcony, and it was a hell of a time. As we're getting there, backup goalie Yak, he parties way too fucking hard, like way too hard.
Gives her.
You look at him; he's white as a ghost.
Little young? Is he young?
Yeah. No, probably a little bit younger than say you or I.
Is that right? Okay.
He's an old boy. Yeah. So we get there, and the Yak is, he's almost dead, right? Like we got to do something with Yak. So we call the ambulance, right? So as we get there, we pull up to the rink, and all the fans are partying, cheering. Well, we won. The first thing they see is the ambulance pull up beside the bus, right? They pull out the stretcher, the gurney comes flying, the wheels are going, the bus door opens, and they just cart the Yak onto the stretcher and put him in the ambulance. All the fans are like cheering, they don't know what to do. So they hook Yak up to the IV. So what happens was Yak partied too hard, is what happened. He's a legend in Sheffield to this day because, well, thousands and thousands of people witnessed bus pull up and he got gurneyed into the ambulance, right? So backup goalie's in there. So of course the whole team, we all jump in the ambulance and the ambulance is shaking and you bring the trophy and Yak's sitting there, give it a number one and the trophy, the whole team's in there. I look back at that, it's like, what else? That's a great story for a championship, right? Your backup goalie. Oh God, that's what kind of shit happened over there. That was awesome.
I know, right? Like people don't know these stories, and like when you win shit, things get weird, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're waiting for the bus to show up, and then the ambulance comes and the stretcher comes out. But yeah,
it's just the whole thing, and I think the whole way this all starts with this podcast and stuff is like I like when you once you've won something, you get addicted, right? And you can't
100%.
Yeah. Like you can't not win, and like those people that are okay with finishing 7th or 8th place got good for you, folks. Like it's just not fun.
It's not, yeah. Like, did you get to take a picture in the ambulance with your whole team and your backup goalie? Hooked up to an IV, give it a number one.
Well, like let's just say when I wanted Germany, I checked YouTube for a few months afterwards to make sure nothing got out because there was no social media yet. But
we're lucky. Yeah, we're lucky.
Yeah, we got to live a whole different life because when I wanted Germany, there's a certain few people that have some funny stories about me. Let's just say I woke up with a pizza on me, without a bite taken, upside down, naked.
But hey, you're a champion. What's the matter? That's what champions do.
I woke up with a full pizza on me, upside down, like pepperoni and cheese on top of me. Naked. Yeah.
Yeah, well, at least there you go. When you woke up, you had a pizza, right?
Hey, guess what though?
Yeah.
I'm still a Deutsche Meister.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Where are we? We haven't even got to Calgary yet. God damn it. Stop hanging up on me, okay?
Yeah, I won't.
You're
So
the
these
reason
guys,
we're going. You're the reason we're going so slow.
that's all
Okay?
right. Somebody's calling for a big truck right now, and I just have side click them there. Like, and
Yeah,
they'll have to
you
call
probably could
somebody
be
else.
making tons of money. You're
Yeah.
like, nah, never mind. Nah, never mind. I'm in the
I'm
shed with
talking.
Wally. It's funny you're laughing because it's actually true. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, but
moving
we'll
on
go
then.
back to good old days.
Okay, here we go then. So after you play 4 games in the show, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It sucks getting sent back down. We never talk about that.
Oh yeah, it was kind of up and down. I got called up lots that year and didn't play.
Is
It
that
was
right?
like a
So you're
really
getting
weird
show
year.
dough? So you're going
Yeah.
up and getting the show dough?
Yeah, absolutely. Like the whole year, that was a weird year. I think they were kind of like right in the mix too. So they were calling just to be, they're banged up just to be sure, right? But yeah, we could talk about this forever. I had a weird travel experience. Like, remember one time we're sitting at a team event, and I promise I won't keep rambling on with this, but shit keeps coming back, right?
No, I
You
know,
gotta
and that's what
remember.
happens. So you got to go with it. You just go with it, and then we'll go to whatever country where we go.
I'm at a team event, and it's like, honestly, I know where to lie, like 11:30 at night, and the night has just been a full night of celebration. We're raising money, and Randy Cunnyworth, I gotta have to sit down and have a talk with Randy again someday. Comes up, he's like, "Oh, there, partner, better put that one away." They called you up. I'm like, "Oh, fuck." Like, of course, they call you up for the next day against Montreal. So
They call you up when you're pretty well in the bag.
Yeah, in the bag. So of course, night's over. Instantly sober. Adrenaline's in.
Oh yeah.
I'm out of here. Just
Smell
so
you
happened.
later.
Yeah, just so happened the worst snowstorm on the planet that night happens in Rochester. And this is ridiculous. This is a true story. The worst snowstorm on the planet. A guy literally.
I don't know if that's true story though. You said true story, but it's the biggest.
I just want to know that, like, I'm not making this shit up. I get to the airport and there's one flight going out and the rest are canceled. Explain that to me. I don't know. This guy here's why I'm leaving and gives up his flight for me. Gets me on the plane because they said after this plane, it was in a location where they could get it out. The rest were snowed in.
And then this fella said,
"Here, take my seat." Right? Like, you're going out to play in the NHL. I'm in no rush. So I jump on this plane that this guy passed up.
Shout out to you, big guy, whoever that
I
was.
wish I would have got your name. And so we start flying, and as we're going, we're flying straight into Florida. There's a monsoon over. Sorry, in my truck. Sorry, my wife is stopping our podcast.
Oh, it's okay. Just remember when you say who edits this. Nobody.
Yeah, exactly. So that's probably it too. It's
all going. It's all being sent. Whatever's in the truck, it's all sent.
So I got a monsoon in Florida. They can't land the plane. So now I got the second weather. They take me to the Bahamas and they land the plane, and we're not allowed to land, but we run out of fuel because we're flying around up there. We sit there. They got guns pointing at the plane. I haven't ate today yet. I sit there on the runway because we can't get off because we don't have a flight order. Finally, we leave. I get there just in time. I figure I was going to go to the hotel, change my clothes, have everything ready to go for the game. Should have enough time. I get there. I'm in jeans and like an Ed Hardy T-shirt
that has the NHL.
Show up for an NHL game because I just show up and they're on the ice for warm up. I'm walking in. They're coming off the ice. I'm sitting there in my jeans and Ed Hardy T-shirt, and Ruslan Soleil's like, "Oh, Mizey, what the fuck?" I played that game with no warm up. True story.
How'd the game go?
You think I'm in the show? Yeah, show up with jeans and Ed Hardy T-shirt, didn't warm up, played the game.
And the funny thing is like when you grow up, especially as like a little Canadian boy, like you think the NHL is this thing where like people are different. People are like taller, stronger, faster. Like you think it's this weird world, and they're all the same fucking people we are, right? Like
Yeah.
they're just
Oh,
normal people that actually got to make it. And like that's my problem was like when I got close, I just I shot the bed. And when you look back on it, it was my fault. There was no doubt about that. Like, I was, I guess, intimidated by people like you and your long blonde hair and your 6'3" good looks.
that's all right, man. I still showed up for shit with Ed Hardy and jeans and
Yeah, and then you
with
play in the
Wade.
NHL. God damn.
I look back now.
That's
I
hockey
still,
though. Thank you
yeah.
for that story. The pod needed that. Like Ed Hardy jeans and
No warm up. Never
How'd ya-
ate either. Yeah,
how'd you play?
pretty good. I think I never had time to never even sunk in. Like that's the first time. You want to talk about a specimen? Big, strong flow. Kovalev. That night I got to see Kovalev for the first time in my life.
Alexei?
Oh boy, remember him?
Alexei
Oh,
Kovalev?
yeah. You want to talk about
So
big,
that you're
strong,
playing what,
beautiful-
Montreal?
Montreal. You want to talk about a big, strong
I can't
specimen?
believe like you played against
Oh.
Montreal and then you played against me with the Beatingham Steelers. Like,
Yeah, but at least when we played against each other, say in Germany, at least I showed up for the game with a suit. I didn't just show up with Ed Hardy and a Red Bull.
I didn't show up for I didn't show up in a suit one time in Germany. We didn't wear suits.
Yeah, we wore jeans and a t-shirt.
I wore whatever the fuck I wanted.
I forgot. team.
So basically, you were dressing like you're going to the second league German game, but you're in the NHL.
No, you just reminded me of back then. I don't think I did wear that. I wore fucking jeans and a shirt too.
The only team in the league that was legit for a while was the Castle Huskies because they would give out team jackets with a little logo. Yeah, it was pretty legit, but nobody else was like, yeah, we'll wear jeans and hoodies and yeah, we'll just come play hockey. See you there.
Still a shit ton of people showed up for those games though.
Wasn't it fun? Hey?
Yeah, those buildings were crazy.
Okay, so geez, we're not doing very good for time here, are we?
That's all right, man. You could dodge a couple of years too. We started telling these old stories.
You want me to bundle them up here?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, all right, here we go. Well, I don't really care. If people want to shut it off, they can shut it off. I really don't give a fuck. Where are we? You already played there. So now you leave the Florida Rampage. No, what? The Florida Panthers.
Florida Panthers. I get traded.
Sorry. I was trying
the only trade of my career. I never got traded off a team. I can say that. That's one thing I take pride in. Never got traded. Got traded once in off season. That's it.
I also never got traded. I agree.
Yeah.
No, that means something.
Never got traded. I got traded for a guy who won the Stanley Cup, Steven Reinprecht. Remember Steven Reinprecht?
Yeah. Well, but the thing is, the guys that played in North America that get traded, those guys get traded for whatever reason. But like the guys in Europe where you start switching teams and like it, just don't do it too often, folks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, I would say that's the first time I was traded. Go to Phoenix, Florida, Phoenix, make a trade. I go to San Antonio, Texas. Man, loved San Antonio. Beautiful city. That year, I don't know, didn't go over that well. I don't know, it's because our apartments were right beside the golf course. Don't know if that.
Are you a golfer?
Yeah, but I'm kind of I'm shitty. I don't have enough time to play as much as I want. When it comes to anything, if I take the time with it and I actually get to do it, I get better as we go, right? Kids take away from the golf.
I understand. I totally understand.
So when
I don't get to golf much, so I've been trying to pod as much as I can.
Yeah.
I try to improve at talking to people because I don't get to golf.
So this year is a resemblance of, that when you had to look at that mirror in the reality check Like this is that reality check year for me.
What
So it's
year
like,
are we in? What I
I
ask
don't,
you?
I don't know. This is my,
Oh, when you
after
got traded to
4
San
years,
Antonio.
yeah,
Yeah,
fifth
this
year,
is when you do. Yeah, you're right. You make a
Yeah.
resurrection.
yeah, make a resurrection, 5th year pro, have a bad year. And now I'm like, what this, after this year, it's like, I'm fucked. Like I'm
And you
gotta go to,
and that's because you think of the golf courses. Like that's your fifth year pro. Fifth year pro is a tough time to start being a full timer, right?
yeah, no, I'm just trying to make a excuse for having such a bad season. Don't get me wrong. I cared a lot, but just wasn't working for me that year. Nothing fit. And,
A new organization,
new
you don't have your
organization is
role.
weird.
It changes everything, man. Everybody's new, everything's different. And it's like
You're-
when I changed organizations, man, like when you're comfortable, you're comfortable. When you're playing hockey and you're comfortable, you play way better.
Yeah, no kidding. That's exactly what it was. You just hit the nail right on the head. Nothing was right that year, right? And after that, I think it's over. Like I'm North America is over. I going to Europe, doing that fucking thing, and it's a lonely summer that year. I don't get a whole lot of calls. Didn't have a good year. Actually, on my birthday, so it's July 20th. I signed. Pierre Page is in Red Bull,
Yes.
Salzburg, right? So I verbally say, yeah, that's where I'm going. And it's like clockwork that night. And I should explain to this how my relationship with the Sutter family is. Like Dwayne Sutter, he calls and he's like, are you ready to get your head out of your ass? And I'm like, what? And at the time he's with Calgary Flames. And he's like at the time, I can't remember because they have Dwayne and they have Brent, who's the head coach. They have Daryl, who's the general manager. So you have the whole crew. They like me because I fit in. I'm their criteria. I'm that small town guy.
Yeah.
I'm hard
Good
nosed
person that works
Yeah,
hard.
I'm
will
a
do
Sutter
anything to
hockey
win.
Yeah, I'm a Sutter hockey player, right? I'd take a bullet for those guys to this day.
Yeah.
And they're playing mind games with me. It's literally my birthday. Dwayne calls, asks me if I'm ready to get my head out of my ass, hangs up the phone. I'm like, what was that about? And then not too long after that, he calls me back. I'm just gonna get ready to go for a nice birthday dinner with my family because I'm literally getting ready to fly overseas. Like it's over for me. Dwayne calls back. He's like, answer your phone. Daryl's calling you back. And I'm like, what? Daryl? Like the general manager of the Flames? Daryl?
Well,
Sure,
this is a great story. God damn, this is fun.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
So he hangs up the phone again, and then Daryl calls. And sure shit, that day, 2-year contract, Calgary Flames. It's crazy how hockey works with that. You're down and out. You think you're fucked.
And then one
Next
team
thing you know, I
calls
have
you. One team
2-year
calls you,
contract.
and you're kind of like, "Oh dear, I'm feeling it again." And then the next guy calls you, and you're like, "Holy shit! Like I got what I wanted." Yeah. No,
Yeah,
and like it's all
yeah.
about, and it's all about your perspective of like what you want, and if you truly know where you are as a player, and like, yeah, there's so
Yeah.
much to it, right?
It's so weird. And like, so this is the turning point. You know what the turning point is for me?
They
Uh,
changed your that's awesome. So
Cool.
where are they from around there? Where's the
They're
Sutters
Alberta.
from?
Yeah, you betcha. They're Viking, Alberta. I'm Medicine Hat. They're Viking. Like they still live and breathe their community, cattle, farming.
Yeah,
And it
and
kind
you're
of fits the
back in your
criteria
area
with
too
me.
now. That's
Yeah.
cool.
And so I instantly 2.5 hours down the road from Calgary. This is my home now. So now I'm living the dream here. So now I'm back to the hometown thing, right? Had the Tigers. Now I'm 2 hours down the road. Now there's an NHL team who signed me. I'm still so far away. Like in my head, whatever, I'm going to the minors and I'm going to do the regular rigmarole, try to have a good camp, try to start strong, maybe get a game or whatever. It's fine. But
And
you know
you're
what
thinking
changed?
that just because of your past experiences.
Just past experience, right? I'll tell the story. Like I'll tell a story to my kids, or I'll tell a story about I get deep into hockey again or whatever. This is what changed me. Like I made this team at a training camp that year, like right out of camp, down and out. But that whole summer, it didn't matter where I walked, went around town, went to the sports store, whatever. People would be like, "Well, you're gonna make that team, right? Like you're making that team." And I'd be like, "Yeah, Yeah, I guess. Yeah, no, I'll try. But everywhere I went, they'd say, well, you're going to make that team. You make the team. Eventually, I started to believe them. They'd be like, you're going to make the team. I'm like, fuck, I'm going to make that team. I'm going to make that team. I have a hell of a camp. First game, I remember I run somebody over. Remember Ryan Malone? Saddle Dome, packed house, big Malone comes after me. Just throw my shit off. We fight center ice, go instantly. I got everybody's attention, right? After the game, Daryl comes down and gives me handshake and he just loved that I was in it, that I was engaged. Then I start scoring. Then I start playing. Now I'm confident. Rest is history. Make the team out of camp. I played right up until December with the team. Like, and I was signed in frickin' Austria, for God's sake. Like in July.
And that's what really hits home for me was like, it was me leaving college and going to the AHL and seeing you and your long blonde hair. And like, it was like, if you truly mentally, like the mental side of the game, if you truly deep down believe in yourself and what you're doing, the shit you can do is wild. It's
wild,
right?
Man. Yeah, it is.
But like, you had to believe in yourself and you needed all those people to talk you into. No, but like, and I was the same way, man. Like, I was the same way. And like, if people told me like, you're whatever, like you're way too small or whatever, and you're like, you should just go to Europe. You're like, yeah, I probably should. And then I did really quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how just like even just a mind frame, it goes a long way, right?
Well, it's where you see yourself as a player, and if you really truly believe, you think you can do it, right? And and you need people to point you that direction sometimes, right?
Yep, damn right. So I'll tell that story to the day I die too, because that's I believe that if it wasn't for those people convincing me that I was going to play, I probably never would have, right?
When if you go to that camp not truly like going like, I'm gonna go do this for them and like I'm gonna go do this for whatever, like it doesn't happen, right? You go there, you play a little different, you maybe don't do quite as much, and like that's how small the line is in hockey, right?
It is, and I've seen some of the best, wildest skills players in Europe, in the minors. Heck, I've seen some of the most talented players I've ever seen in my life that would come up from the East Coast and play in the American League. Guys can play, and it doesn't matter whether it's the coast or the NHL. That's such a fine line. Like, it's so close. People that haven't played won't understand it, but it's tight. And the most skilled players I ever seen were some guys out of the East Coast League.
No, you're right. And you're right. And then there's just the little flaw in their game, right? That like, or it's just not a coach that like gives them the opportunity, that like gives them the chance to puff out their chest and be like, yeah, I am the guy. Like, I'm the fucking guy. Like, let me show you what I can do, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it all comes down to that. It does. And even in life now, you go to your job, and if somebody's got a lot of confidence in you, fuck, you're gonna make it work, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, funny point. Okay. All right, we are not even to anywhere where we even met each other. Jeepers. So you played 16 games for Calgary.
That's the year, right out of camp, right until December.
No, that's that is incredible. And like, it is mental, and it's how hard you work, and it's a lot of it's mental, right? And like, it's like when I was picking a team for my under 11 hockey team, right? The players make the decisions for you. It's about how they play. It has nothing to do with anything else. It is the players decide. It's not their agents. It's not their parents. It's not the players will go out there and play, and you're like, yeah, he's better than him, or right?
100%. They're lucky if they have you in that role. They're pretty lucky to have you in that role too, because at the end of the day, you've seen it all and you've been on both sides of it too. So.
Well, and I also, another shout out to my real world life is they support what I'm doing. And you know, there's days where I got to leave early to go coach a practice or whatever. And I haven't heard a complaint from anybody yet because I feel like I'm doing my job. So anyways, but like, you know, like, thank you for understanding, right? Like, and the CEO did this for his kids. He was a minor hockey coach for his kids, and he gets me. He's the same as me.
That's because what type of people he wants working for him, though, at the end of the day, right?
I guess, yeah.
It'd be pretty easy just to go do your job and go straight home, right? But that's a whole nother ball game that you're doing. You're a lot on your plate, right?
There's a bit going on. Yeah, there's a few things, but yeah, no, it's a bit busy. But I feel like I can handle it. Don't forget about the website, www.ailshockeytales.com, and tip your local podcaster because he will bring on dancers like Stefan Meyer every night if you'll pay him enough, folks. And let me tell you, these folks are willing to dance. What would be your song if you came out?
Probably Paradise City by Guns N' Roses. I always thought about that, dude. That 100% is what it would be.
You've thought about what your song would be if you were a stripper?
Well, not really, but if it ever came down to it, like I really had to do it, it'd probably be that.
Okay, well, how long have we been talking?
What would yours be?
Call me baby. No, I don't know. Probably.
You've thought about it.
If I was a stripper, what's the song?
Yeah, what would you come out to? What would be your go-to?
Geez, well, I would have to be I'm Not For Everyone because there's some strange there's some strange things going on around here, and you know, cheers, Lisa. Thanks for cheers for 86 episodes in a lot less than a year. So
86 episodes, and you're finally just figuring out what your stripper song would be now.
No, I figured it out episode 1. That's why it's so long. Holy fuck. Okay. Okay. Seriously, shut up. What season are we in? You're with the Calgary. You were playing in the NHL last time we talked about your career.
Yeah. You went right after that. You know where I go? Remember?
Actually, that's my question. Okay, ready? Ready. I'm ready again. I'm focused. So you play 16 games. You're there for December. You sent down. Then you're starting to realize you're not getting called back up, and you're on a 2-year deal. So you're 6 games into the next season. You're like, I'm not getting called back up. I'm too old. So you hit the Swedish Elite League for the big money.
Now we're going back. We're going to go back to where we talked about that veteran rule now, right?
Yeah.
So this is the new
veteran rule.
So yeah. So this is the new era of veterans now, right? So now you only have 3 that can play, right? So we got guys like myself. Remember Rytis Ivonins? Like we got some good veterans.
You can only have 3 instead of 5.
And there's 6 of us there. You can only play 3.
And this is those smart suit fellas telling like coaches and GMs, like, it's not about you. It's not about winning that season.
Yeah.
It's about building players.
We're breeding players. So
yeah, we're breeding. What's a breeding pool instead of being a team and trying to win with good players, right?
So now, why was this not fucking there when I was trying to play on a team with only 8 spots as a young guy, right? So I kind of played in some eras that were pretty fucked. So back then, I was a young guy. Nobody cared to develop yet because you got to be the old or young. Whoever's playing better be the best players there ready to play, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm there. There's a bunch of veterans. Remember Hawk and Lou? You got to remember Hawk and Lou.
I know the
Calgary
name.
Flames. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think 50 goal scorer for Calgary Flames at one time, like a folk legend in Calgary. He's the general manager of Färjestad, Swedish Elite League. This league is for real. This is an absolutely for real league.
Oh,
So,
yeah, it is.
Yeah, they got abundance of players, of veteran guys that are in Calgary that they gotta pass on, right? In order to trade a veteran now in this the way the American Hockey League is now, you have to trade for another one because everybody's got veteran problems, right? So they give a list of all these the veteran guys that they're probably willing to possibly move to Sweden, and they're saying we're sending a list, blah blah. There, and I'm like, oh, they're not gonna pick me, sure shit, right? Oh yeah, by the way, would you like to go to the Swedish Elite League? And I'm looking like, okay, what's the catch? So I got 2 contracts going on here that ends up working like pretty good.
Oh,
It's
that's
hard to
good.
play, right? So now I have 1 contract going, and I go over to Sweden, and I have another contract there, which the money in Sweden is very good.
I could hardly get 1 contract. Good for you.
So I got 2 going right now, and 1 actually expires and then takes over. I'm still Calgary property, and we get over there. This is private jets, everything. It's like playing the NHL, a different country, right? Little do I know that it's the most serious league on the planet. Like,
Yeah.
I get there right at Christmas time.
Dude, I've seen them.
Yeah, it's hell week. We run 3 miles. I get there. We're northern Sweden. Everybody is flying around. Like, it's insane. 3-mile run, a practice, like a hard practice. I think it's over. Everybody's speaking Swedish. I don't know what's going on. We go up and eat, restaurant upstairs, come back down. We do a spin class, like hard. They got your number and jersey on a
Oh yeah, they're
projector,
testing your heart rate.
everything.
Yeah. Oh, they're watching everything.
Do
Fuck
that
yeah.
for an hour. I've done all this all day. Get downstairs. They're putting their equipment back on. Going out for another practice. So after that, I'm like, fuck, we gotta be done. Finish off with a 3-mile freaking cool down too. It was.
Oh, that's just a jog to cool down. Yeah, that's just to feel good tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
you fucking donkeys. You think I run 3 miles for fun? Yeah, fuck.
But you know what? By the end of that year, oh man, I could play. Like, you're in such good shape. You're giving her.
Dude,
I come home.
It's
my friends
crazy
see
talking
me.
to people.
Yeah.
You should have seen me when I went to the second league of Germany with this crazy motherfucker made me run around a track like crazy for a month. And I was in such good shape. I just dominated the second league of Germany. But like,
how good of a player were you in really good shape? Right?
Yeah, man,
like,
it's real. Hockey's pretty easy when
Yeah.
you're in really good shape.
It's true. It's
Hard
so
to
true.
do though.
It is. You know, it's tough to stay. It's tough to stay.
It's a
that way.
lifestyle though. And that's what these young punks have to realize is like they don't get to have fun like we did, right?
Yeah, those days are over. They're over. Like, the best players in the world, you keep seeing Connor and
They
all
don't
those
do what
guys
we
that
do.
don't do that. No, we're a dying breed, man. She's over. Those days are over.
But fuck, it was fun, eh?
It was. I wouldn't trade it for the world, right? But we'll let the new generation speed the game up and do
So
all
that's
that.
how you got to Sweden, bundle it up.
Yeah.
So you go there, and that's where our spider webs cross, right? So I've never met you other than Rochester, Syracuse, and I'm like, well, that guy's like a real prospect. I'm really not. And then you show up in Shawinigan for the Wild Wings with Al Levy. Like, I was like, this guy played in the NHL and now they're fucking bringing in these people. Like, fuck off. Like, this is my honey hole. Leave me alone.
Well, you know what? That was the lockout. Remember the lockout year? That year?
Oh, that's when that was. Okay.
Yeah. So there was no spots open. Everybody was panicking.
And
all
thank
these guys
God
are
I signed
signed.
the deal I signed when I did.
Yeah.
Like, I signed it before the lockout really happened, right? And I was fine.
Yeah.
And they would have been kicking themselves for months because they signed me.
Yeah. I wish, and of all my years, I had a blast in Shawinigan. I did. Like, we should have won that. Like, it was so close to finals, right? Oh,
How many games was it?
Oh, well, I can't remember what it was like, but we went right to the finals. And who the hell did we lose to that year?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Don't talk about it.
Oh God! But hey, you know what though?
It was the
Schwinn kid-
Slovenian imports that they
Yeah.
brought in instead of me in Bietigheim.
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
did. They brought
instead of
it
me,
up.
they brought in the Rodman brothers, and when you look at their career, they're pretty hot shit too. So
Yeah,
you know what?
Yeah,
You know what?
but you know what though? At the end of the day, when I look back at that fit, and with the lockout, now you're talking about that. And I waited, and nobody wanted to sign because they thought they were going to get this filtered down on these players. And Schwinnigan, the money was really good. The incentive to go there was good. I was a way better player than the way I played and the way that I was used. Right. And then as the year went on.
Who was your coach there?
I had that actually, his name was Stefan Meyer.
What?
You couldn't believe it. He was like he was an Italian, German, and
His name was the same as yours?
It was spelled completely different. But yeah, that was his name, if you can believe it.
That is fucking weird.
It was fun. Yeah, it was pretty fucked up. But hey, it was great, man. I met some awesome people. I had Whitey was on my team. And I
but no. What the question I actually wanted to ask though is, you're in the Swedish Elite League. How do you then, like, the day you actually like sign the contract, like, yes, I'll sign the second league in Germany. Yeah. How did you decide to do that?
I should never have done it.
Right? Because then you're putting yourself down to my league.
You betcha. I should never have done
you don't fucking come down to my leagues. Fuck off. Go do your thing, man. You're too tall, you're too big, you're too good looking.
The way I played, I should have just went and found my niche role and waited for I had some, how else would I have met you, man? We like at the end of the day, I hadn't seen you since Syracuse. We had to run into each other eventually.
That's true. Yeah, you wouldn't be on the pod if you wouldn't have came that way.
Well, we would have crawled. At least we got to meet up again.
You'd be like all those AHL players that are just waiting for someone to call them.
But we got to meet up in the best league in the world at the end. At the end of the day.
No, but you're right. It is the best league in the world, and
100%.
No, you're right. Like, it was fun. Fuck, I hope it's still the same.
I hope they can't take it. They can't take those. That's the reason why guys would come. They got it. Yeah, it's getting serious. Yeah, it's a market, but you still gotta allow that. I look back now. I'm so happy I did it. It was finally, for 3 years, I got to have a little bit of release. I got to have a little bit more fun. I got to score some goals. I got to drink some beer after. I got to bring my kids in. I got to go on the ice. That's when I look back, all the good shit. Nothing was better than having your kids out there on the ice. Fans, to this day, like, I treat you like gold. Hey, like those were
there's nothing like it. Like that, you're right. It's the best league in the world, and like, you got agents saying it's the most underrated league, but like, I just hope they don't change their morals and like what it's about. Like, when I went to Cardiff, Todd said, like, I don't care if you lose 7-0. I don't care if you're going out to that bar, and whether you lose 7-0 or you win 7-0, you're either going to celebrate or you're going to lose with the fans, and you're going to go out there and you're going to meet them and you're going to get to know them. And I was like, I am so fucking into this. This is exactly what I want. I'm like, if we lose, I'll fucking come out here and tell you it fucking sucks. And if we win, let's fucking have some drinks.
And Todd's a smart man. He's been around for a long time, because the people that you're intertwining with and you're meeting after, whether you win or lose, are the people that are why you're there. Like, they're the ones at the end of the day, you need their support. You need them for teams like that to flourish, right? And it's a business. And that's the way they have to run their business there. You know, they have some sponsorships, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, the fans keep those teams alive. right?
Well, and those Cardiff Devils fans were they were like, you go on the back of the bus with them and you're like, yeah, you guys all are different. And you know what? So am I.
Yeah.
Like, we're all in the back of the bus together and none of us are normal. But like, whatever. It's fun.
Yeah. We're a lot similar than you think, right?
Yeah.
Because I put this
Yeah.
shit on.
You think just because we're skating on the ice, you think we're different than you? And that was one of my biggest moments, was leaving college hockey and going to pro. And I guess seeing guys like you and other guys that were drafted high and had different, I guess, careers until that point, was that like, I was like, I don't belong with these people. I've never been around these people. And then when you play that way. You're like, well, I don't fit in, or I'm not good enough. And then if you actually deep down in your brain think like, fuck this, I'm better than you, and and it was like me and you battling each other, and it was like slashing each other in the back of the legs, like, no, my team's better this year. And you're like, no, my team's better this year. And I'm like, fuck you. And then, right?
Yeah. Well, I agree. Because you actually you really gave a shit about your team, right? Because
Every guy on the team, right? Because it's because, like, if you're not winning that game, like, your whole week changes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Tuesday practice sucks. Wednesday practice sucks. And Thursday, you're like, okay, like, let's fucking figure this out here. But like, come the next week, like, if it stays the same, you're like, fuck this, like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, damn right. Yeah, I think we lived a lot of the same story when it came to over there. We both played on some good teams too, which actually made it probably fun, right?
Yeah, no, when you went to Schwinn, I was like, they're fucking signing fucking these guys now. And I'm like, and then you got you and Levitt, and like, you guys are beating me, and I'm like, I don't got it anymore. And then I went to Denmark, and then I was like, okay, I got it again. I can beat these guys.
That's a
and
good.
Then they're like, they don't even want me back. Better go to the best league in the world.
Yeah, and that's where we all ended up.
And you know what? Guys like us, from where we're from and who we are, like, it is the most fun hockey league you will ever play. And you get paid. You can get school paid for. You can get beers in the room. You can meet some of the best fans in the world. You can visit some of the best cities in the world. Like, it is fucking crazy, isn't it?
Absolutely. One phone call, and it'd be boom. People would be running to help you out. Where it's like, whoa, like, you don't have to do that for me, but they wanted to because they just love their team and they love the players, right?
Well, and that's what it's all about. And like, I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to try and do this at the end of like every episode, right? I think we've talked enough, right? It's been a long fucking time. It's almost 11 o'clock.
How long do these usually go? Am I one of the longer ones, or am I babbling on too much, or what?
No, I think we're fine. My notes, I have an idea where they're gonna go.
Yeah.
Then you fall into the pocket and you're like, geez, here we go. You never know where they're gonna go. But like, no, seriously, dude, like, we battled in every league we played in, and like, I don't know, I respected the way you played. You weren't flopping like Levitt, fucking pussy.
The Russian tourist, yeah, no.
You were gonna take the slashes on the back of the legs as hard as I was going to, and we were gonna stand in front of each other and see who was gonna win each year. And like, yeah, it was fun, man. Like, and then like, when I hear you have all the same friends as I do, and like, when I put it out there, you're coming on, and like, Salts is writing to me like, one of the best guys I've ever met, and I'm like, huh. And like, it's just interesting that like, they're small towns, they're real stories, and yeah.
I'm still mad you stole Saltsy from me at the end of the day. So that's still
Well,
tough
I'm still,
subject, bro.
I kind of feel bad that like after I stole them, like I didn't even use them, right?
You
Like
didn't even get to use
I
them,
didn't
eh?
even
'Cause you
get to
were,
do my thing with them. Like he
at
didn't
least
even.
you got to run his power play, I guess, at the end of the day. Hopefully you were good to him.
Well, we had a couple, we had a couple
Yeah.
ideas that were a little different. I was like, geez, you're so good looking and so tall. Like you could stand right in front of the goalie. And he was like, well, I don't want to. And I'm like, well, you should.
Well, you got to make sure we keep in touch, and I'll send you some local beers here. You send me some beers the boys got there when
Hey,
they get a gentleman's deal.
you know what? Like it's like DZ said to me on one of the first episodes. He's like, when you can look back on all the shit we've put ourselves through and all the stuff we did, and you can have a laugh and a joke about it, like yourself and I were, we competed about as hard as you could compete. Whatever league it was in, it was take no prisoners, and it was nice getting to know you tonight and your
You
kids and
betcha.
all that.
You betcha. And thanks for taking me back. I haven't thought a whole lot about it because life gets so busy. I know you know how it is. So it's good to be brought back into it. And a lot of that's all we have. Look, at the end of the day, we got our lives now with our family and our kids that we do every day. But it's good to get back to, those real good days that you don't even think about as much as you should, because it's probably the best days of our life up until now, right? So,
Well, and then you
appreciate it.
think about like the other thing is you think about like what I'm going through with the parents now and like all the different decisions they got to make of like what's best for their children and like all that shit, right? And it's like we're just all trying to do our best and we're all trying to figure out what's right,
Yeah, exactly. Well, you'll figure it out. You're a smart hockey guy. You played because you were smart. So I'm
Well,
sure when it comes to coaching,
well, if you ask
what
Andrew
goes on.
Lord, it was because of the power play. And this has been another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Mizey and Wally.